Hey everybody, it's Brickhouse here on Wednesday, December 27th, smack dab between Christmas and New Year's, which 2023 has been a great year. We made the move to a warmer climate. Started posting content regularly on my channel here, which admittedly I should have done years sooner. But hey, we all have to start somewhere, right? Well, there was an article in the New York Post the other day that inside Disney's disastrous year of box office flops. So it's been a bad year at the box office for Disney. But before I get into that, if you guys would, please hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed to the channel already. And thank you, the 12,000 plus that have subscribed to the channel this year. I appreciate it, every single one of you. And hit that notification bell so you don't miss a video here on my channel. So now, with that out of the way, let's dive on in, shall we? 2023 marked Disney's 100th anniversary of making movie magic. That's right, 100 years. I think it started with Steamboat Willie, if I remember correctly. By the way, Disney's losing the trademark to Steamboat Willie. So, be on the lookout for some crazy Steamboat Willie stuff come the first of the year. It was also a disastrous year at the box office. Out of the 8 movies released this year, the major releases, only one made money, and it barely made money. So, across the board, Marvel, Lucasfilm, Pixar, DisneyAnimation. Bad year. Well, let's start at the beginning, shall we? AntMan and the Wasp Quantumania. That movie did $476 million worldwide on a $200 million budget, which I believe that budget was probably a little bit higher, and that also doesn't include promotions, marketing, advertising, so on and so forth. So it needed to make, we'll use the New York Post numbers here that they get from Variety, $600 million to break even. Well, it didn't. It lost moolah, cachet, money. So not a good start to the year for Disney. Then we move to Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, which did make some money for Disney this year. In fact, it did $845 million worldwide, which I believe it made somewhere between 80 and 90 million. So it was on the plus side. Cool. The third Marvel movie this year was The Marvels. And myself and others on YouTube who have been doing this a lot longer than me, but, it doesn't take rocket science to figure out that this movie was going to be a bust, and it was. $46 million opening weekend. Ouch. That was less than The Flash, and The Flash was bad. Needless to say, it may not make it to the 100 million mark domestically. And right now, according to this article, it's roughly around 200 million worldwide. Now, this movie, they're saying here the reported budget's 274 million. I think that budget's somewhere between 300 and 350 million. That's before you get to the marketing and advertising, which they advertised heavily. So yeah, that one's a loser too. Now let's move on to one of my favorite characters growing up, Indiana Jones. Raiders of the Lost Ark, great movie. Temple of Doom, great movie. It's even a prequel because it takes place before Raiders. Last Crusade, excellent movie. Harrison Ford, Sean Connery had great repartee in this movie. Crystal Skull, even though people bash it, it actually didn't do too bad. I mean, it did 800 million worldwide. But then you come to Dial of Destiny, and man, Oh man, oh man. Dial of Destiny had a $300 million budget, which this movie again was marketed heavily, so you can bump that number up a bit. And it only did 400 million worldwide. Of course, what do you expect when you set up Phoebe Waller-Bridge to be the next Indiana Jones? Just saying. Now we're going to come to a couple Disney properties here. We got The Little Mermaid. That came out in May. That was a bust. So that movie had a $250 million budget, and it did about 560 million, it looks like, worldwide. So again, people were not flocking to see The Little Mermaid. Of course, can't say as I blame them for the bad CGI. That terrible, terrible, terrible song in the middle. Saying. Then we come to the head scratcher of the year, which is The Haunted Mansion, which was released at the end of the summer. It wasn't released around Halloween time, which you would think a movie called The Haunted Mansion, granted it's based off of a ride at Disneyland and Disney World, it would have been released around Halloween and it probably would have performed better. But instead, 117 million worldwide. Ouch. Which, there was another Haunted Mansion that was released in 2003, Eddie Murphy, and at the time it did 182 million. So there you go. Enough said. Now let's get to Disney Animation, shall we? You know, the company that basically birthed animation. You know, Snow White, Beauty and the Beast, Dumbo, Fantasia, Toy Story. Classic cartoons. Well, in June they released Elemental, which didn't quite hit 500 million worldwide. Now, needless to say, this movie did not make any money for the studio, but they did everything they could to not have it called a flop. In fact, Disney put out a statement in August that says, film directed by Peter Sohn crossed the 400 million mark at the global box office last week. Of that total, it made 148 million domestically. That's about 5 times its domestic opening weekend haul, which is a rare accomplishment in a theatrical world that sees most moviegoers buy a ticket the opening weekend. Still doesn't change the fact that it flopped. And last but not least, we have what was supposed to be a film a century in the making, commemorate the 100th anniversary of the studio, and that is Wish. This is their attempt to make a Disney animated universe. And needless to say, just like all but one of the other movies this year, it flopped too. In fact, just over 125 million worldwide on a $200 million budget. So, all told, of the major releases this year for Disney, they lost somewhere between $1 billion and $1.2 billion. If I'm reading the tea leaves correctly, which is a major kick in the pants. But is anything going to happen to Bob Iger? Anything going to happen to any of his underlings? No, because he's got the board in his back pocket. So there you have it. Disney's disastrous 2023 box office. Tell me what you guys think. Comment down below. Share your thoughts. Share your opinions. While you're at it, please take the time to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you don't miss a video here on YouTube. And with that, thank you for watching, and I will see you later.